Hello everybody, Dan here. Welcome back to Daily Soap Dish. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button down below because we cover a ton of 90 Day Fiancé right here on the channel. Right guys, so let's get into it. Today we have a story for everybody about Rob Warne and Sophie Sierra. And this is one of the new couples on 90 Day Fiancé. And we have a lot of catching up to do with these two. And we're going to do that today. There is tons of news about these two. And the first bit of news that we're going to talk about is Rob actually has a criminal past. And he's not the first. He probably won't be the last 90 Day Fiancé. Where does TLC find these people? Because they seem to, from Jeffrey Paschal to Big Ed, who was accused of all kinds of unsavory things. Even Angela Deem, I believe, had also a criminal past. There's been tons and tons of people that have come on the show. And supposedly they do a vetting process. I'm not exactly sure what that entails, but these people seem to be slipping through the cracks. So let's take a look at what's going on with Rob Warne here. 90 Day Fiancé, Rob Warne was previously arrested on aggravated assault. And this comes to us from In Touch Weekly, I believe. 90 Day Fiancé Season 10 star Rob Warne was previously arrested for aggravated assault. In Touch can exclusively reveal. His criminal history also includes 2 battery charges related to a separate incident. Now, Warren's first offense took place on January 10th, 2017, when he was just 17 years old. The TLC personality was charged with 1 count of aggravated battery and 1 count of battery related to an incident that occurred at 7 p.m. in Overland Park, Kansas, according to legal documents that were obtained by In Touch. Now, according to the docs, an argument took place that ultimately led to the charges. Warren agreed to a pre-trial diversion agreement in which the defendant agrees to fulfill specific terms, i.e. pay a fine, participate in counseling, or special programs. Now, after the diversion is completed, the criminal proceeding is suspended by the court. Warren completed his diversion, and the charges were reduced to 1 count of disorderly conduct. The case was later dismissed. So, basically, it was dismissed, but it's not as if the crime didn't occur. It's just because he was basically let go with a slap on the wrist if he did certain things that the court asked him to do. Now, he was arrested 9 months later on September 11, 2007, and was charged with 1 count of aggravated assault and 1 count of obstruction or impeding of lawful activities. The charges were related to a separate incident involving an air gun, air rifle, bow, an arrow, and slingshot, according to the legal docs. The 90 Day Fiancé star pleaded guilty to the charges and paid a fine for his crimes. Now, Warren did not immediately respond to In Touch's request for comment, and I assume this is a mugshot from before. Let's take a closer look here. So this is a very young Rob Warne, almost unrecognizable, to what he looks like today. You can see the similarities, but this is a very young. So he was 17 or 18 perhaps when this picture was taken. Now, the California resident and his girlfriend Sophie Sierra were first introduced to 90 Day Fiancé fans during the season 10 season of the show in October 2023. During the series, the pair, who met online, documented their first 90 days in America together as the England native made the big move overseas to be with Warne. Now, Warne, 32, admitted that Sophie, 23, had spoiled rich girl tendencies and was concerned that she would struggle to, acclimatize to her new home in LA. Now, almost immediately upon her arrival from the UK, Sophie worried about her surroundings, asking Warne if it was safe to arrive so late at night with her luggage from the airport. So Sophie, already having culture shock, going from the UK to LA, being scared of arriving late at night. And here is a picture of the two. Now, Warne joked that he only heard gunshots once or twice in the 3 years that he lived in his apartment and only had 1 bullet hole in the window. Just one, not more, just one. It's totally fine. We get to Rob's neighborhood. I have been here before, but I don't feel like safe, the influencer explained in a confessional during the October 15 episode. We could say influencer. I mean, I really hate that term, influencer. Like, everyone is a wannabe influencer nowadays, especially that comes on the show. They're all influencers. I don't even know what that means. Like, who are you influencing? Who is Sophie Sierra influencing? I don't know. I think she's a wannabe influencer, and I think that's why she's on the show. And she's giving me if we look at her face, I don't know if this reminds you of anybody, but she's giving me Miona Bell vibes. I don't know if you guys agree. They're kind of the same age. They seem to have similar, somewhat, facial features. And we know that Miona was trying to make her skin darker to kind of look as if she wasn't really Serbian. And I believe Sophie Sierra is mixed. So at least in this case, there are going to be no blackfishing accusations against Sophie. But they kind of remind me of each other. I don't know. I don't know what you guys think of that. So, so a lot of shootings happen in Rob's neighborhood for someone from England where we don't have any gun crime or anything that's scary. Now, the season 10 couple only hit another roadblock during the October 29 episode when Sophie revealed to Warne that she wasn't sure if she wanted to be pregnant or have kids. Meanwhile, Warne was certain that he wanted kids and would not walk down the aisle if they weren't on the same page about starting a family. Now, neither Sophie nor Warne have confirmed the status of their ongoing relationship. Well, of course, because, they have an NDA. They're not supposed to do that. But fans are speculating that the pair have since called it quits as they don't follow each other on Instagram. So, yeah, probably. I mean, would it shock anybody if these two called it quits? Because what exactly is the success rate on 90 Day Fiancé? Somebody should do an article about that, and we'll cover that maybe at a point in the future. But the success rate seems to be very low. I mean, and I think that as we get on with the seasons of 90 Day Fiancé, it almost seems like almost every couple doesn't work, and all we talk about is these couples coming on the show and then splitting up. So, yeah, they probably are not together. And what I wanted to show you guys this other, piece here that Sophie Sierra freaks out as she's trying to hide a major secret from Rob. So let's just take a quick look at what exactly that secret is. Like I said, there's tons of catching up to do with these two because they basically just got on the show not long ago, and there's already tons of drama. Now, 90 Day Fiancé star Sophie Sierra is keeping a secret from Rob, and she hasn't been transparent about her sexual orientation, including her first crush on a woman. So Sophie Sierra is kind of bisexual. Sophie met Rob on Instagram and they bonded over shared experiences. But when Rob asks if she's into women, Sophie laughs it off and tries to convince the producers that she was on a friend-finding app. Now, Sophie has reasons to doubt Rob's intentions as he denied cheating on her while she has proven she never intended to cheat. She hasn't told Rob about her bisexuality yet and must decide if she wants to stay with him within the 90-day time frame. Now, Sophie Sierra is hiding a major secret from Rob during season 10. She's a 23-year-old fashion influencer from London who moved to the U.S., and she met the 32-year-old Rob on Instagram after she followed him after liking his photos on a modeling page. Now, she was interested in dating mixed-race men, giving her background. Sophie has a black father and a white mother, and she was bullied in her childhood as a result of that. That's what she says. Sophie and Rob had shared experiences from growing up. They bonded online, and soon enough, Sophie knew she was going to get married to him. Now, however, Sophie has not been transparent about, her like for women. Rob doesn't know that Sophie's first crush ever was actually on a woman. And, her secret almost gets unveiled during this clip here. We can't really show you that because of copyright, unfortunately. Now, Sophie is hanging out with Rob, his friend Tori, and Sophie's friend Soraya in LA. And Sophie had met Soraya on Bumble, which is the app she used to make friends whenever she's traveling. Now, Rob asked the woman if she met Sophie on the friend site or the app or the dating site. And the woman says it was on the friend site. So you're not into girl, Tori asks. And Sophie tells the camera that it was a super awkward moment for her because Rob, Tori, and Soraya don't really know about her sexual orientation. I'm not going to come out right now in front of 3 people. She tries convincing the producers that she was on the app just to make friends when she met Soraya. Inside the club, Tori apologizes to Sophie for doubting her faithfulness to his friend Rob because Soraya is proof that Sophie only used Bumble for friendship. It was Tori who caught Sophie on the dating app in the first time that she came to the U.S. to stay with Rob. Now, Tori had seen Sophie on the dating site of Bumble. However, when Rob confronted her about it, Sophie denied it. At the same time, Rob also didn't accept that he was the one who actually cheated on Sophie when they were briefly separated during the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, Rob was talking to a mystery woman online while sending her naughty videos of himself. Sophie has reasons to doubt Rob's intentions, while she has now proven that she never intended to use the dating app to cheat on him. Now, Sophie has revealed that she's never had any intimate experiences with a woman in the past. Sophie has yet to tell Rob about being bisexual. For now, they're dealing with different issues on 90 Day Fiancé. Sophie's not comfortable living in Rob's Inglewood apartment, which doesn't have a bathroom inside it. Rob can't afford to move out of the house with Sophie before they marry. Time is running out as Sophie only has 90 days to decide if she wants to stay with Rob. So that's the story, guys. The big part of the story today was, Rob's criminal past. And, like we spoke before during the intro and in other videos, how does TLC screen these people? And because is this like love after lockup? Like, is that what this is? This is, is that the territory that we're going into here? Because we've seen so many people with criminal histories on 90 Day Fiancé, and it just begs the question. Now, I've heard that they do have a screening process, and, when Jeffrey Paschal was on the show, right, and he had his legal issues, he was accused of all kinds of things. And I don't even remember everything, but all the worst of the worst, he was accused of it. And at the time, we thought, okay, so perhaps TLC has him on. Well, we assume that they did their due diligence. We assume that they knew this was happening. They had to have known. There's no way that they didn't. And then we said, okay, perhaps it's because, it's an ongoing case. Perhaps that's the reason, innocent until proven guilty and all that stuff. But of course, we know from the past that Jeffrey Paschal was accused and did time for other things like drug possession and all kinds of other things in the past. This is a guy that had a very lengthy rap sheet, a very lengthy criminal history. And of course, he ended up getting convicted of all the accusations that were put forward against him by his ex-wife, like rape and, interfering with a police call. I forget exactly everything, but it was really bad. He got convicted, I believe, last year or so, and he's now in jail to the surprise of nobody, but perhaps TLC. TLC is playing dumb on this. We also had, of course, Big Ed, who was accused of assault with a lady, and we have to assume that TLC knew about that. The issue in that case was that the lady never really filed a proper lawsuit against Big Ed. It was kind of, in some ways, dealt with outside the court. And so I guess in TLC's mindset, well, since there is no legal document, then it's okay. We can bring this guy that's accused of the worst, we can bring him on the show because he was not convicted in a court of law of the crime. So they're just accusations, so that could be their line of thinking. But then again, we're seeing it again. They're bringing other people with rap sheets on the show with criminal past. So perhaps they're trying to turn this into Love After Lockup or some other, one of those other shows there. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Are you surprised to hear that Rob has a criminal past? What do you guys think of TLC's screening process? Do they need to do a better job? And also, last but not least, do you buy Sophie's story that she's actually bisexual? I don't know if I do. Like I said, I'm getting some Miona vibes. And if I'm getting some Miona vibes, that means that I'm not really going to believe much of what you're saying. You're a bit of a fake influencer. You're just coming on the show to try to up your brand. And so I feel like you'll do anything and say anything to stay relevant, to get into the spotlight. And we've seen in the past Stephanie Matteau, who was in a lesbian relationship at the time with the lady from Australia. And that storyline was complete bogus, completely fake. And so I have my doubts on Sophie's bisexuality. I think it might just be put on for the show. But you guys let me know what you think. Do you buy it? Let me know in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please give it a big thumbs up if you did. Please hit that subscribe button for more content right here on the channel. And I will see you guys soon. Take care.